Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. And as promised, we hit 1,000 likes on that last video, which means I am now set to release a potential Kalvin Phillips replacement or make way in the deal, or someone that's going to fill out this squad. And it is, of course, the link to Belgium Under-21 midfielder Romeo Lavia. Before we go into the depths of this, I have another video ready to drop for you, fit, ready and raring to go. I want to get 2,000 likes. Get me 2,000 likes on this video, and by this evening, I will drop that other video. And it's the one that excites me the most. It's a striker. It's someone who's going to get us goals from an elite football club in PSG. So smash the likes, get to 2,000, and we will release that video. But we are here to speak about Romeo Lavia. He was part of the Manchester City first team squad last season, and we know that Leeds are not only looking to strengthen the midfield area, we will need to replace Kalvin Phillips. Now, whether Romeo Lavia is that replacement in the short term, because it will just be a loan, because this kid is well thought of in football and specifically at Manchester City. I am well aware of Manchester City fans, and I'm name checking Big Steve, spoke about this guy religiously on the Big Six as being the next player on that conveyor belt at Manchester City. He is well thought of. There are fans there that believe he would get a run in the side, not only the back end of last season, but definitely this season. But it looks like they're opting for Kalvin Phillips. So Leeds United obviously need to make a replacement. A lot of Leeds fans would not be happy if this was the player as his replacement. And it may not be. It is just guesswork at this time. It may be that they bring him in to bolster the midfield and then look to Tyler Adams, for example, as a marquee signing to replace Kalvin, and Romeo Lavia plays on the bench but gets a lot more minutes than he would do at Manchester City. And breaking news this morning, Victor Orta has been spotted in Manchester Airport travelling to Belgium. Romeo Lavia is a Belgium international. Putting two and two together, that guy is going to acquire Romeo Lavia. It isn't just us that are interested in him. The Southampton manager, Ralph Hasenhüttl, also holds an interest in Manchester City's Romeo Lavia. And both Southampton and ourselves rate Romeo Lavia very, very highly. I believe Manchester City are reluctant for him to depart. But remember, this could be a make-weight in the Kalvin Phillips deal. Yes, we will sell you Kalvin. We will take 50 million from you. But we also want to loan Romeo Lavia for the season. And he plays as a holding midfielder and can also be deployed at centre-back. But look, we know Leeds United are stacked in the centre-back positions. But if indeed there ever was a crisis, if we play with a back three with two wing-backs, he can also deputise in there as well. He made his senior debut for Pep Guardiola last season in the Carabao Cup against Wycombe Wanderers and also featured in the FA Cup for Manchester City. You don't get into that Manchester City side if you are not a decent player. And look, in that lone number 6 role, in that game against Wycombe Wanderers, he really shone. He really, really shone as they battered Wycombe 6-1 in that game. He's played at Belgium for all levels, right from under-18s right through, and arrived at Manchester City as a 16-year-old prospect from the Anderlecht U setup. So it's clear from a young age he was someone that was spotted and someone they wanted to bring in. A tenacious ball-winning midfielder. He won the Premier League 2 as well as the Under-18s Premier League during his first season with Manchester City, being a standout performer in that side and actually won the Player of the Season award for the 2020-21 season in the Development League. He featured 28 times for City in the Development League and also in the UEFA Youth Leagues across 21-22. And it is clear that Manchester City have an exciting talent on their hands. He has also been compared to the former Brazilian and former City player and legend Fernandinho for possessing a unique blend of being a tough tackler as well as an excellent passer. And look, I know a lot of Leeds fans will look at this and say, oh, he's a young kid, don't know much about him. We need to be spending 30, 40, 50 million to replace Kalvin. And I hear that, but I remember, and I hate to do it, and I hate to mention his name because I mentioned his name all summer. But I remember Conor Gallagher. I took so much flack for requesting him as being someone we really missed out on. The guy ended up playing for England. And had an amazing season at Crystal Palace. I think this is another one that Romeo Lavia, although it's on loan and people will say, oh, we don't want another Ben White situation. Trust me, last season I'd have took Conor Gallagher in a Ben White situation because we want to be near relegation. The guy was that important. These sort of signings, we have to remember where we are as a football club in the state of the Premier League. That's why we sort of have to accept that players like Kalvin and Rafinha are going to move on. And at the same time, we need to accept that, we have to accept these sort of loans. Because Romeo Lavia will go very, very far in the game. He is someone that is well thought of by Pep Guardiola and City, and someone a lot of City fans wanted to see play this season. Obviously, that doesn't look like it's going to happen for him. That's why they're bringing in Kalvin, because they don't believe he's quite ready. But he's 18-year-old. He could come in, even if it was as a squad option. It bolsters it out. It bolsters it out. It makes our Premier League squad Premier League worthy, because it hasn't been that. Let's be honest. Bielsa turned water into wine. When he's gone, the drop-off has been glowing. Yeah, so we need to bolster it out. And if we can get Romeo Lavia, especially as a make-weight, I'm not saying in any sort of deal like it's like, 30 million in him on loan. That won't be the case. I want 50 million minimum for Kalvin. But if we can also then secure Lavia for a season or even two, then it's huge. It's huge. And I really, from what I've read and from what I've heard, again, fan media gets hammered at times by fans themselves, but there is no better, recommendation than someone who watches the player regularly. You know what I mean? And I've heard City fans speak so well of him. And the fact that Pep rates him so highly and has given him game time in that City team tells you all you need to know. That Belgium Under-21 side's no mugs either. Belgium continuously have a conveyor belt of top players. And look, we're going to talk about a French Under-21 international because we know about their conveyor belt in the next video, as long as this one hits 2,000 likes. So, we as a club need to understand where we are and look at these sort of players that we can bring them in. Potentially, even permanent or on loan, and build them up, and then look to maybe move them on. Look, I don't think Lavia is going to come to us in impermanent, but what's the point in us as a football club saying, we don't want to get involved in loans, we don't want another Ben White situation. That Southampton pick him up and he has a barnstormer. Conor Gallagher goes to Crystal Palace. Armando Broja goes to Southampton and does really well. We're in that market as well, so we need to take, we need to take the opportunities and run with it. And now that Bielsa's not here, we will do that. And I think Romeo Lavia is a step in the right direction in terms of acquiring very good young prospects from top 6 sides. So I'm well on board with the Romeo Lavia one. If we were in a situation where Kalvin goes and we only have Roja and Lavia, maybe not so. I'd still like us to acquire, I want us to go pretty big in terms of fee for someone who's going to replace Kalvin. But I do think Lavia, as a make-weight in the deal as well, it helps Leeds United in the potential of signing him in and having him there as a squad player in rotation, which will happen under Marsh. And remember, we've got 5 subs. I'm really excited by this because I know that he's rated highly by many City fans. So, yeah, it's a step in the right direction. And there's another video to come as well. So get this one like, get it to 2,000. And we will release that one this evening as well. We are linked to a young PSG prospect to lead the line for Leeds United. So get them likes smashed, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds.